Ready to begin.
Terrific. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I call the February 9th special meeting of the Arizona Board of Regents to order. And Rachel, would you please confirm that we have a quorum?
Yes, Chair Duvall, we have a quorum.
Terrific. Thank you. Before we move into executive session, which we will in just a few minutes, I would like to, at the top, address two things: a personal announcement, a regental announcement, and a few comments about the University of Arizona's financial plan. As we begin today's meeting, you'll notice the absence of Regent Bob Herbold, and it makes me very sad to have to share that today Bob Herbold submitted his resignation to the governor from the board effective immediately. As we all know, our friend has been faced with some really challenging health issues, and his medical team has recommended that he immediately step away from stressful engagements. And needless to say, this was his first inevitable step in doing so. Regent Herbold is an amazing guy, brought to the board a vast array of experience in business, marketing director of planning of Procter & Gamble, the COO of Microsoft. He served on a number of higher education boards. Uniquely, he had no learning curve in becoming a regent, and he was impactful from his first meeting. I know we are all sad to lose his talent and his contributions. I also know we made it clear that his commitment to the success of the universities is such that he's only a phone call away, but did decide he needed to step away. And Bob, if you're listening, I just want you to know all of us are thinking of you and praying and pulling for nothing but good outcomes and good health. And very, very, very sad to lose you as a member of our board. Secondly, as to the University of Arizona and the financial challenges that we face, at Governor Hobbs' request, the board today submitted a plan to chart the path forward to strong financial health at the University of Arizona. The plan is available to the public on the board's and the university's websites, and I encourage everyone in the public and campuses to read it, and please reach out if you have any questions. I'd like to just open this by sharing a few thoughts about it. This board is the fiduciary of both these institutions, three of them, and of the public. We are focused on the long-term success of the universities to assure that our kids and our grandkids and your grandkids can go to a great university. Stability and sustainability is job one. That is our first duty. And as we try and do that, we absolutely try and factor and consider the voices that we hear from our many partners on campus. Once the U of A's financial difficulties came to light, the very first meeting we had at our initiative was with the student leaders of ASUA, and we heard you. Do not raise tuition. Do not place the burden of the budget hole on the backs of students and on the student revenue side. And this became our first red line in our plan. The second message they gave us was protect commitments to current students. We heard you, and that became our second red line. The third message we got was from faculty and retirees. Do not touch retirement benefits. We heard you, and that became the third red line. The fourth message we got from faculty and staff: do not apply furloughs. And we heard you. Instead, we've restricted travel, hiring, capital projects, and purchasing. The fifth message that we're hearing from staff and faculty is first cut from the top. We hear you, and we will do that with a thorough review of vice presidents and assistant vice president positions. We've already identified several that will be reclassified or eliminated through a consolidation or elimination of duties. The sixth message that we hear from faculty: protect the academic core. We hear you, and we will seek to do that by first prioritizing cost reductions in non-academic functions. We're starting with the centralization of administrative functions to both improve service and to reduce costs. So the first 6 key messages that we heard from our on-campus partners, we heard. This input has been invaluable and successfully incorporated into the plan. The input has made it better, but now it gets harder. We have a $177 million deficit. And as I just noted, We've taken many options off the table out of respect to our governing partners. And we listened to the gathering that occurred at the University Mall last Monday, and two clear messages expressed were do not raise tuition and do not apply any layoffs. I want to be clear that we wish as much as anyone that we could do both. But denial of the reality and the challenge and the choices that we face just isn't a responsible option for us. With this level of deficit, the choices are complicated and hard. There's no magic silver bullet. But while the choices are hard, the core math is actually rather simple. We must either cut costs or raise revenue, cut overhead or raise tuition. That's it. If you aren't doing one, you're forcing the other. And we've made it clear that we're not going to do this on the backs of students, or for that matter, from retirement commitments, no matter how robust the campus rally asks us to do so. We're going to proceed with other choices. And as this budget gap was caused campus-wide, we want to fix it campus-wide. All hands on deck. If any member of the campus has thoughts about the real choices we face, cost reductions or non-student generated revenue, we are your partners, and we look forward to your productive engagement. My email is fred.duval@azregents.edu. I will respond to every suggestion. We are your partner. So let me summarize. One, we're going to protect students first and always, full stop. Two, we have heard campus voices and we have incorporated them. And three, to anyone on campus who has ideas around the real choices we face, we are your partner and we will be responsive to you. And with that, this afternoon, we will be convening an executive session for a review of assignments with Arizona Board of Regents Executive Director John Arnold and for legal advice and discussion regarding the University of Arizona's global campus. At the conclusion of executive session, the board will adjourn its meeting. Do I have a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and we are now in executive session.